Hi everyone! Today I will be doing a review on the Godox XPro-S. That's a TTL wireless flash trigger for Sony. I'll show you how it works, I will show you how I use it, what's my setup, and I'll let you know what I think of it. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so let's start by talking about this little unit here, the XPro-S. I'll give you a few specs. So first off, it's fairly light. It's about 80 G and it's roughly $80 Canadian at the moment of the video. So it's fairly cheap, does a lot. So it is fully capable of doing TTL, high sync, so 8,000th of a second, multi-burst, manual mode. They have the flash exposure compensation. This Godox have a little feature called the TCM transformation function. If you have a bunch of like modeling lamp, you can control them with this unit as a group. So it does a whole lot of things. It does work as well with the Sony a7 III. It's not on the website, but this is a camera I'm filming with right now, but it works together fine. And it will transmit a 2.4D transmission signal up to roughly 100 meters. That's what they claim. So far I haven't tried the 100 meter mark, but I can tell you it works great in a 50 meter range, no problem there. 16 groups, 5 groups that you can set these, that you can go whatever modes you want. As you expand in the groups, then you'll have to go on manual modes. And there's 32 channels to choose from. So if there's other people working in the area, or if you have problems with triggering this flash, then potentially you can change the channel and fix that issue fairly easy. So here we go, that was a few specs. If you want to go on the Godox website, you'll find a lot more information there, but that's all I wanted to talk about. So how can you use this little unit? Well, if you put it on top of your camera, you can trigger or flash remotely. So I have a Godox V86 Mark II for Sony here. So these will communicate together. You can set this one as a slave mode and it'll work just fine. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. What you can do as well is use a Canon Speedlight like this one and use one of those receiver. So if you purchase a X1RC from Godox, that's a receiver for Canon. So you plug that in there and then you can communicate between the two. Again, I'll show you how it works. Now another little thing you can do that's very interesting is I have a Canon 7D here. And what you can do is connect the Canon 7D to this Canon receiver. Now, keep in mind you're gonna have the Canon receiver for a Canon body. And then what you can do after the fact is use this trigger to trigger your camera to fire remotely. So basically you can use that as a remote control, basically. So that's all the features that I am using this for. So what we'll do now is we'll go and take a look at the menu. So we'll dive in there and I'll show you what you can do with this. So here it is, up close and personal. So on the right side you have the on and off buttons. On the left side you have a little flap. Inside the flap you will find a USB-C little port and then little plugins. You can plug different type of jack cable into it. Okay, so let's power this on. We're gonna take a look and here it is. So right now it's telling me I have my channel set on channel 1. I have kind of full batteries, just disappeared. I have my groups all the A to E and I have a series of buttons. So now if you want to, you can select your groups by pressing them down with the buttons on the left. So that's what these buttons are for. So what you choose your group there, what you can do is press the menu to come back. Here we go. All right, so we get the zoom and channel. If you press on the zoom button, you can tell now all my flash are set to 24 zoom. If you would like to, you can go like this and change the value, put it to auto or whatever you gotta do. After that, you do have the sync. Sync, as you can tell, it brings my high-speed sync. So it's gonna be up for every single light that you have set. All will choose all of your lights that are active, and then after that you can change whatever the value. After that you get your mod, so that's your modeling lights. All these will trigger the light to come on. Okay, then you get your mode, so you can change that to multi-mode. You can choose group A, change the mode to TTL if you want to. If you want to change exposure compensation to plus, let's say 2, you can do it that way. And after that, the other mode will be manual mode or the multi-mode. Okay, so you can change the group up or down by pressing these buttons where you select these. And we're gonna press back to menu. Now, if you do press the TCM button at the bottom here, you can see I'm choosing group A. It's on manual mode. Again, you can change the mode if you want. By doing so, you can change that way, turn it off, turn back on. Now, let's take a look at the menu. So the menu is a little button here. As we go on, you can say that's on standby, on and off, so it's gonna power off. You can change your beeping sound. You can change the actual minimum value of your power if you would like to. The light, there's the light stay on for 12 seconds, on and off. Now you can sync this in or out. I sync in right now. Your group 0 to, well actually 1 to 5, A to E, and you can choose to get more group if you want to by going to 16 group I was mentioning before. So I only need 5 for my case. The LCD screen to have this a little brighter or not. Now the shooting. Now you can have shooting 1 or shooting 3 or shooting with an app. Now I don't have the app, but the difference here is when you're shooting with one light, it's going to shoot with send the signal to only one group at the time. If you choose the 3, it's meaning that it's going to shoot, send the signal to all the groups. So the one person, according to the little manual booklet that comes with it, is basically to show you that it's the light are set if you were to shoot only one person, and the 3 mean that you were to shoot multiple person. Now, what you got to keep in mind in this is if you choose only one person, you're saving battery life on this unit. So it's not a send signal to all of the receiver there. If you choose this, it's going to send it to all the receivers. So I've seen online people having issues with the flash not syncing all the time and everything. So if you have that issues, choose the 3, then you'll be in business. Okay, so the distance here, are you going to shoot in very close distance or above 1 meter? So if you're shooting inside, you can choose 0 to 30 meters. If you're within 1 meter, it'll work better for you. If not, you can choose 100 to 100 meter. So in this case, I'm going to choose the 0 to 30 meters because I'll be doing a bit of demonstration for you guys in a moment. ID, and I'm not too sure. I only have the option to have it off anyway. So the TCM is that form where that Godox mode, where if you turn it on, like I haven't explored that too much, but the way I understand it is you can put this on and use it as a TTL on a slave unit on a flash, and then the signal is going to be sent, and then they'll give you a manual value afterwards. I'm not too sure how it will work. Again, I pulled it out the little manual that came with it, so something that I'll need to do a little bit more research into it. If any of the viewers know what TCM, how it works, or if you have any link to the videos or whatever it is, feel free to leave it in the comments below. That may help somebody down the road. And you do have the autofocus mirrorless DSLR camera for the actual flash. So you can see there, it is not beeping, but when I take photos, this will send a little red light. My flash is supposed to be on the auto focus as well, which is supposed to send a little bit of a light that's going to be helping for focusing. So this is where you can turn this on for whatever camera you have. Okay, so that's it for the menu. We're going to come back. So in a nutshell, this is what you'll see into the menu there. It's not overly complicated and it worked just fine. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go and take a look at how to set this up to work with the Godox 860 Mark II for Sony. All right. So how to set the V8602 for Sony to work as a slave? So it's very simple. So once you power on your flash, you'll be in your regular screen, and then you gotta press this little button there on the right, which has the little Z with 2 arrows once and twice, and this turn the screen orange, and then you're gonna have the word slave there, your channel, and your group, which is group A in this case. So what we're gonna do is take the XPro-S, I get group A, make sure I have channel 1 selected, so now I have group A and channel 1, so it is matching. So now if I were to go ahead and press the trigger here, you'll see it's not working, it's not firing the flash. So I was trying a little bit and I found this trick. So you're gonna press this button to go back once and come back there, and then boom, it's working. I don't know why you need to get out of this menu and go back to it, but this is how you fix the problem. So now if I rotate and I change my value, you can see now my values are changing as well. There it's 128 over power if I want to go up. So now it's corresponding as well. So let's say I'm happy with this. I'm gonna figure, here we go, it's working great. So if I choose my mode as well, I can choose TTL. Now it changed, it's now in TTL mode. So whatever you're gonna do is gonna work now, and this is how you set it up. So you can choose only group A, change your mode, back to manual. If you were to shut this off and try to fire it, it won't work because group A is no longer active and you won't be powering this flash. If you were to just want to use other flash, then this is how you turn this off. So I'm gonna go back to mode, put it there, small power, and I can power it. So this is how you set this up. You're gonna make sure that your channel, your group are matching. Now it says Sony the bottom left, and now it's gonna work. Just remember, you're gonna get out of there, go back to it, see if I go out, now it's not synced anymore, so I'm gonna go back to it, and then it's working. All right, this is it. Now we can take a look at how to set this with a Canon Speedlight. Okay, so now I've got this great Canon Speedlight 580EX2. I had this for years and I felt sad to leave it in my bag, not use it anymore, so I will use this receiver and keep using it as long as I can. So this receiver is pretty nice and compact, so all you gotta do here is connect these two together, lock it. On the right side, this receiver on and off button. It's very simple, and all you get really is your channel and your group. You're gonna make sure that your channel and your group matches as the same way as the actual Godox Speedlight. So we're gonna turn this on. Now, very simple, the channel button, you can press once to go up and twice on it to go down. I'm on group B and channel 1. So if I take my XPro-S, I'm gonna go back, it's sleeping right now. So I have the group B on channel 1, it's half power. Now, it's very simple, you can change it. Now it's working great. There's no going around the menu too hard. As soon as you plug this in there, you don't need to use this as a slave, you just use it as a normal mode. Then you can go around, do a test, and it's firing very nice right now. So here we go. This is very simple actually. Once you use this receiver, it is working great. And it's the same idea. You can change everything in there if you want to. You can change your mode. You can change everything. So I'm in ATTL now, manual mode. I can turn it off. So we're gonna leave this one in manual mode, and just to show you that they both work. So having this, I'm gonna just put this one like this. And then I'm gonna bring back the good old Godox. So now you can tell there's no Sony at the bottom, so I gotta go to this menu and come back. Actually, go back to group A. Maybe you need to talk to each other. There we go, now it says Sony. And now, if I put this there, put my hand maybe forward there. Maybe it's hard to see, but this one flashes, and this one flashes too, so they're both working. Now if I wanted to, I can turn all the groups off or choose only one group. So if I go back, group B, again, turn this off. Oops, turn B off. And then B being this one. If I try and trigger, only this one works. And then if I go back there to mode, and then we can fire again. And they all working. So here we go. So this is how simple this is. And you can use it without having, obviously, on your flash, on your camera, sorry. But the best is to put on your camera, obviously, so. Okay, this is it in a nutshell. I showed you how to use this trigger and what you can use it with or for. So this is a great unit. Again, $80, not a fortune, works great. Maybe I should do another review once I start using this thing heavily, and maybe in a few months. This is fairly brand new equipment for me. I've been using a little bit, but so far it's been great. I didn't have any problem whatsoever. And if you are into the market to use your flash in market for a receiver, they're about $50. They're not very expensive. They're great. You can mount them directly into, let's say, a monopod if you're into real estate photography, if you want to use that on the sticks or whatever case may be. So you don't have to buy brand new flashes to work with your new system. If you're like me, you moved from Canon to Sony, then at least you can reuse some of your Speedlights, and it's only $50, so you don't have to sacrifice whatever. I bought it, that at the time was about roughly like $400 Canadian or $500 if I remember properly, so it's top of the line when I bought it. So you can reuse those great flash, and then you can build yourself a nice little collection of cheaper flash that it can be triggered without having a receiver, because it is built right into your flashes. So this worked with the modeling lights. This model will fire a lot of different type of lights. It's all on the website. If you want to go to Godox, and then you'll find the specs and what you can fire with these. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you like this video. Leave some comments, subscribe to my channel, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you feel like. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.